As promised, I'm going to test the waters with an educational PvP video. In this video, I want to break down the concept of controlled aggression. This is basically a playstyle that revolves around forcing consistent pressure on your opponents in a way that isn't completely reckless and risky, or in a way that you aren't intentionally feeding or throwing. It's pretty vague the way I stated it, so I'll do my best to break this into subsets of this concept and include video demonstrations to minimize confusion. Mastery of this playstyle can allow you to develop a great habit of making the best out of a seemingly impossible situation. Of course, there are no guarantees. Players who are very good at this are just great at making educated guesses on how to get their impact frags. Think of crypto in a way, right? People who are successful in crypto are just really good at making educated guesses. This same concept can apply here. It might not jump out at a moment's notice, but when you do watch it upper echelon PvP players or a top level player, such as scrim players, right? Pay attention to how they prioritize their targets, especially when they're in a situation where they are fighting multiple players without an ally nearby. A common example of this is when you are surrounded by multiple players and you try your best to isolate one off in a primary duel or a 1v1, and you either try to kill that player or get them as low health as possible to put them out of commission since they have to regen health. This is where the weapon Monarch Bow excels at, and I hate that fucking weapon, by the way. While that player is out of the fight, you can use this opportunity to focus on other things like getting revives or playing for your spawns, or you can use this opportunity, mostly, to focus on their teammates who are rushing to try and save them. Their teammates are under the impression that you are still focused on trying to take that one instead of looking at them, so they'll be rushing you with their guard down most likely. Now, this clip from JK's recent stream is an example of controlled aggression. Obviously, his teammates played a big role, but look at how he decides to choose his targets.
I didn't tag anyone.
Wave up, bless. He's burning.
No, he actually got me. He's just walking with it. He's not wasting anything. He's just walking with it. He's walking with it. Keep going, JK. Keep going.
Double tap shy, double tap shy.
Get ready, Zombie.
Okay.
Mega one tapping that.
No
Nice.
shield behind you.
See, now let's scroll back. Slow this down. I'll put it at 0.75. So, JK is about to run out of a super. He's assessing the situation around him, right? He's looking at his radar. There could be one in this area here, but he takes an educated guess in good faith that they're not because his teammates are keeping him occupied by diamond. This is around like glass and diamond area. This intersects into diamond and his teammates are occupying that. So they're busy looking there. And this is Grant, who is Mr. Leg, which is their sniper. Mr. Leg is completely tunnel visioning himself on the left here.
Anyone?
Wave up, bless.
The radar said one might have been close. One was close, but I guess he didn't push. Alright. So Leg was completely tunnel visioning outside, looking at JK's teammate outside with a snipe. Right? And Leg thought he was safe because there was a teammate there, but then they ran to diamond. Not to mention that Wayorns popped the super.
He's burning.
No, he actually got
JK
me.
kills Leg.
He's walking with it. He's not wasting
Right?
anything. He's just
Keep in mind, JK has to keep moving forward and fighting because there is a super behind him that's wiping his team. So he basically has to take his chances here. Eclipse is already weak from the looks of it.
walking with it. He's walking with it.
He's already
Keep
weak.
going, JK. Keep going.
And keep in mind, JK can confidently take that fight because he has an overshield from One-Eyed Mask. Because Leg had already damaged him. It's not shown in this clip though.
Keep going.
Double
He's
tap
behind you.
shy, double tap shy.
Get ready, Zombie.
He called out the double tap on Shy.
Mega one
Yep.
tapping that.
Called out the double tap on Shy. Shy slid that. All while running away from a Dom Blade, right?
Nice.
And then-
Behind you, JK.
And then his teammates do a lot of damage to way out of his Don, and he just conveniently runs out of super. And then JK finishes him off. This is a good example of controlled aggression, if it makes sense. You can really exploit this if you're using a sniper or a slug, but primary works as well. We'll just run that back at full speed one more time. JK is running out of super. Mr. Legs tunnel vision on the left.
Wave up.
Keep in mind, he doesn't know that this is the sniper. Like I said, it's all about taking a guess. It's literally all about guessing. Taking an educated guess based on the information that you have.
I didn't tag anyone.
Wave up. Bless. He's burning.
See, just in the event that there was someone here, JK noticed he strafed into cover. Right? Suck at this. JK did strafe into cover, and he had his shotgun out just in case he got pushed from the right, but he didn't.
No, he actually got me.
He was getting ready for the person that might have potentially pushed. So JK trusted his instinct. He knew he could get the kill on the left, and he had his shotgun ready in the event that someone pushed him. It's all instinct and taking a guess. So JK read his radar quite correctly, assuming someone was here. The radar in D2 is weird, right? He had his shotgun out just in case. JK knows the super is chasing him, so you know. He keeps pushing forward and getting his teammates refrags or cleanups, right? Right. So right here is another clip. This is from a trial stream. This was Endless Veil zone control trials, like three or 4 weeks ago or something. But this is an example of me just using controlled aggression in a way that I'm safe. They all went portal. See, notice here how I don't immediately shoot, right? I'm on a flank, and since I'm on a flank, I don't, like, the radar already tells you so much information. I do not, that player there, let me scroll back. Full of that. Zone's here, so they all went portal. Keep in mind, I did not immediately shoot there. I did not need to make my presence known there. My teammates have their attention. I do not need to make my flank known immediately, right? So instead, I wait. And then my teammate's doing damage. That guy pushes out for some reason. And you know, easy 3-piece, right? Easy 3-piece. I'll rewind that one more time. We previously lost the round here. Well, that guy has a chaperone. I guess I have to be mindful of that. Zone's here, so they all went portal. Mine, really easy. Notice I do crouch a lot too. If you crouch a lot, crouching against good players is always good no matter what, right? Because they have a general idea of where you are, but they don't know exactly where you are, right? Your location is like masked because you're pinging on and off radar. So maybe they didn't notice me because I was pinging off radar since I was crouching. But either way, I didn't want to shoot and give away my presence. When you're on a flank, you want to make sure that in order for a flank to work, your teammates just need to be in the fight, engaging them, keeping them occupied, right? So you can get a different angle. So it kind of catches them off guard. As I've mentioned earlier in the video, something to keep in mind is that this tactic isn't going to work 100% of the time, especially against very disciplined teams or players. Some teams and players are very good at being disciplined to a point where they are just really hard. They are a really hard kill. For example, Titans who can manage their barricades well. Titans who find themselves alone can plant their barricade in a corner, right? So they're giving themselves time to stall. You're basically wasting your time shooting a shield, or you're going to run in and try and get the kill and give him a trade potentially. Either way, it's buying time for him or his teammates to get to his aid, right? It's all circumstantial in the grand scheme of things, and how you prioritize your targets can win or lose you a game. A lot of instinct plays into this, and it plays off of confidence in your own mechanics and decision making. Instinct is generally a hardwired response to a particular action, and players rely heavily on it for their gameplay. I want to kind of use this clip as an example to reiterate the fact that this method doesn't always work. It's always a coin toss, and you'll see why in a sec. It sucks that I have this muted, but some very not nice things were said in the Discord that will not be included in the video. Pretty much wiped their team. This is bad awareness on my part. I was unaware that I was flipping spawns, and then some guy blinked to my right. See, noticed I kind of got him weak. He caught me off guard, but I did what I could to get him kind of weak, right? So I assumed, okay, maybe he doesn't push from that direction, so I decided to look to the right. And surely enough, he pushes. I'm not sure if that was the same guy, actually, but you get my point. I took an educated guess and, you know, the die rolled Snake Eye. You know, coin toss didn't work in my favor, so I'm dead for it. This was all, at the same time, this is an impossible situation. They're literally spawning on top of me. So the best I could do is just get a trade out of that. And I think there was 2 people coming there. I would have had to kill 2 to even have a chance at getting out of there. So either way, impossible situation, right? Just to reiterate the fact that this doesn't work all the time. You can guess wrong, and you're going to guess wrong a lot more than you guess right in situations like these when you're looking for a target that you can pick. Like I said, I assumed that the Warlock wasn't going to slide that doorway with the shotgun, but surely enough, he does, even though he's weak. But it might not even be the same Warlock, so, you know, hopefully this is a good example of at times that it could fail. As one may have noticed, I haven't really been doing consistent uploads on YouTube lately. Reason being is because I just haven't really been playing T2. I don't really find the state of PvP is quite unplayable, and I can't be asked to play it unless I'm paid to. Like, that's how bad the game is right now. Hopefully the December 7th update, you know, huge sandbox patch with abilities and all that, hopefully that shakes things up enough. I imagine it will. But, I haven't been playing Destiny as of recent, so it'll be fresh to get back into the game again. Otherwise, I have been playing Halo a lot, on and off stream. But, outside of Halo and, you know, story mode games here and there, I haven't really been playing games. Because, semester of school is coming to a close, so as things wind down, I'm going to be busy with projects and final exams and such. So like I said, I don't really enjoy this iteration of D2 right now because it's just ability infested, but the December 7th is around the corner. So I appreciate anyone that stayed to the end of this video. I know this video took a lot longer to release simply because I have been putting it off and sometimes I just couldn't be bothered. But as promised, I did one educational PvP video, and let me know in the comments what you think. One can recall from my previous video that I don't really have much interest in making this style of content simply because the market for it is very hard to compete in. I simply want this channel to be an outlet of my thoughts on the state of D2 and certain topics of interest. By the way, I challenge you, the viewer, to point out where I apply this style of aggression in regards to target prioritization. Do consider posting a timestamp, please, so it's easy to look for. Any comments or concerns you make sure you leave them, as this does push the algorithm. See you around.